This icy drink is the theme of today's video. The GAMSAT is in 30 days. Now more than ever is the time to be chill. And this is not the correct attire for this video. There you go, this is the correct one. Why? Because in this video I'm gonna run through the mindset of one of my favorite basketball players. His name is Luka Dončić, and what he does during really high pressure situations in really high stakes NBA games. Now, why I bring up Luka Dončić is that he is an extremely young player, like most of you sitting the GAMSAT, and his team is really centered around him hitting some really game time shots, like buzzer beaters. So when the clock is running down, it's the final shot, the ball everyone knows is going to Luka Dončić.
Back to Dončić. Dončić pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Dončić wins the game at the buzzer! Let's go!
And during these high-stakes situations, what he does is stays calm, and more importantly, he learns to play more freely, without any hesitance. Sometimes I feel like he's playing more freely during these high-stakes times than even during the normal game, because in the normal game, he's always just shouting with the refs and like calling random stuff out. But when it comes to that final minute, he's really in his zone and he plays without any hesitance and with ultimate confidence. Now that's what we need from you. Only 30 days are left. It's the same equivalent as only a minute being left in the fourth quarter in a basketball game. What you now need to do is stay calm, understand that you've done the legwork. What all that's needed now is just good execution and just thinking about just some of the small stuff. A lot of the bulky, a lot of those just doing questions, endlessly spending hours of reflection have now passed. All we have to do now is do some mock exams, do some drills, and get ready for the final minute and just hit that three-pointer. The first thing I would say is, with 30 days left, now's the time to experiment with mock exams. Mock exams are so crucial to this final phase of your preparations. If you're not doing full-length mock exams all timed, you are really cheating yourself. This is how I would do it. Mock 1 for me would be an experiment where, let's say for section 1, I will aim to complete every question. That means really rushing through the paper, making sure I get to that last question and I still have the allocated time or somewhere around there to think about it. Whereas in mock 2, our strategy could be for section 1, I'm going to aim to not finish section 1, which means I will aim to spend more time rechecking the questions that I'm doing, really making sure they're correct, knowing that some of the questions at the end or somewhere along the line is getting missed, and that's okay. What you have to do is then compare mocks 1 and 2, because the only thing that changed between the mocks was your section 1. 1 was you completely did the question paper, and in mock 2 you only did parts of it, but you spend more time per question. And then you see how you went, okay? And then mock 3, what I would do is I would repeat the same for section 3. And then so mock 3 and 4, in 3 you do section 3 completely, mock 4 you only do parts of it. Now, this is called isolation, makes sense, you're isolating each section and you're seeing how your performance is changing. Now for section 2, you can experiment with different types of essays, different styles of writing, but that really comes down to your personal how you write. So I'll leave that to you guys, but make sure you are changing something from one mock to the next. And finally, the final 2 mocks that I would do would be just really honing down on the strategy that I'm going for. Now, my strategy could be for section 1, I'll aim to finish it because I know that's when I get the highest mark. Whereas section 3, I'll go for the second approach where I don't aim to finish it. I aim to just spend a bit more time and then try to get my accuracy up instead of the volume of question I'm getting right. So the last 2 mocks I think should be no longer experimenting. The last 2 mocks, you just hone in on what you've already known to have worked. The next thing I want to talk about is going back to the Luka Dončić mindset, is just trusting that the work is done and staying really calm. If you don't feel like studying, maybe it's an entire week, you just don't want to think about the GAMSAT, that's completely fine. What we want to do is peak on exam day. You don't want to peak too early, you don't want to peak too late. We want to peak on that day that your GAMSAT is. And that means really trusting yourself, giving yourself some space if you need, and then taking a break from GAMSAT, because the last thing you want is burning out. Definitely, I've said the GAMSAT 5 times. I know some of these SIDs I did worse because I burnt myself out, because I just kept doing questions, kept reflecting, always thinking that, you know, that FOMO that we have, that, okay, maybe I'm missing out on improvement because I'm not constantly studying. That is extremely flawed. just to improve doesn't mean that you always have to do questions. Sometimes improvement is in your psyche, and that means taking a step back and not studying for the GAMSAT. And I can tell you anecdotally, personally, this is 100% legit. If you don't feel like studying, don't do it, because you're going to start to hate the GAMSAT, and on the day all you're going to be left with is all these questions and the test that you really, really hate, and you're not going to perform well. The third thing that I want to talk about is confidence. I can tell you my final suit where I got the highest mark, which landed me an interview and then finally into 2 medical schools, I wasn't feeling confident. As I said in my last video as well, don't expect yourself to feel confident. Don't expect to feel in the zone. You might feel a bit clunky. Even on the exam day, you might start off and you're like, okay, this is not going the way I thought. I've never seen these types of questions. That's fine, right? That's fine. That's all the GAMSAT is. The GAMSAT's there to throw you off. If you're not feeling confident, that's fine. Try giving yourself a bit of space and do less questions, but focus a bit more on the reflection process. I would say now more than ever, it's more important to realize the quantity of questions you do is not important, the quality is. Last thing would be to plan the last 30 days out. I'll provide you with a template for the next 30 days. I think week 1 should be you do 1 or 2 mocks, 2 mocks max. I wouldn't do 3 mocks, that's too much. So week 1 you do 1 or 2 mocks. So say you do the mock on the Monday, that means you take a break on Tuesday, then you reflect Wednesday, Thursday, and then you could do another mock Friday, and then reflect Saturday, Sunday. That would be week 1. Now week 2, I would again try to do 2 mocks, same routine, but then switch up your strategies. And then weeks 3 and 4, I would really maybe even try to do 1 mock, and then spend the rest of the time really reflecting on what is going to be my strategy on the day. For example, for section 1, which types of questions when I see, am I going to flag it and move on? Whereas which question types when I see, am I going to fully attempt it because I know I always get them right? Same for section 3. And then week 3 and 4 also, you should start thinking more about section 2. Again, not the writing part, a bit more about the thinking part. Because how does section 2 work? You're given this theme and you have to talk about this random theme. Now what I would do is, you can expose yourself to many random themes. You can do that just from your bed while chilling. Go on a random quote generator, get yourself some quotes. The central theme pops out. First of all, get good at extracting the theme. If you get the theme wrong, you're kind of screwed. Okay, once you get the theme out, just try to think, okay, my contention is going to be this. For example, if it's parenting, like my essay was, okay, my contention is going to be that current capitalistic nature of society affects how parents think of parenting. Then what's my paragraph 1 going to be like? Okay, my paragraph 1 is going to talk about how much money parents have to save up to raise a child. Again, not statistics, but just talking about the fact that they have to save up. Number 2, what that means for the parents' time they choose to have a kid, and then what that means for what they expect from the kid. Okay, that's done. That's one exercise done. That'll take like maybe 5-6 minutes. Done. Let's do the next thing. Because the last thing you'd want is when section 2 quotes pop up, you extract the theme, and you have no idea what to talk about, and you're just sitting there blank while everyone's typing away. Hopefully what I said makes sense. So to sum it up, the things to do is to stay chill. And that's it. That's the thing to do. Last 30 days, stay chill. Stay chill. Whatever you do, stay chill. Because the best GAMSAT scores from many students I've seen comes when you just stay chill. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll try to post some more content before the GAMSAT to help you. If you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, feel free to message me on Instagram and we can have a chat. Otherwise, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.